Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to have you guys here. This is the Soulful Six-Figure Business Blueprint. We've updated some of the workbooks, and so we're going to be diving into some really cool stuff. For those of you that have been to any of my workshops before, you know that you are going to walk away with a ton of practical information. So this is not fluff. This is not just throwing a whole bunch of theory. This is what are the specific things that you can focus on to build a heart-centered six-figure business. Whoop, I'm just going to put somebody on mute here. We are, oh, Grania. There we go. Okay. All right. There we go. So we had, Grania, we had you in two places, so I just muted one of them. So for those of you that are coaches, holistic coaches, health coaches, wellness, service-based entrepreneurs, professionals, nutritionists, healers, intuitive coaches, anybody here who is around serving service-based businesses, and you want to build and grow not just a six-figure business. Of course, a six-figure business is great. Like, I'm sure no one is going to be like, oh yeah, that's not enough for me. But if you want to build a six-figure business or even scale into multiple six figures, this is how you do it. So I'm going to be sharing with you over the course of the next 5 days the Soulful Abundance System. The Soulful Abundance System is my proprietary system that I have used since 2018 to create over $2.5 million in my business. It is what I teach inside of the Activate Abundance Academy, and we just turned it into a book, which actually hit #1 bestseller for women in business. So exciting. And so really this is about for those of you that have the book, you are going to hear something that is a little bit more familiar because we're going to be talking about the specific steps, the align, design, attract, nurture, invite, and empower. And that is exactly what the Soulful Abundance System is. So this is more than just a tactic. This is what are the needle movers that you want to focus on so that you can grow a heart-centered business without sacrificing your well-being, without trading time with your family, without overworking, without second guessing, without feeling like it's just dumb luck when you get a client. You are in the right place for that. I am going to share my screen with you guys so that you can see the workbook. The workbook was sent out with the reminder email tonight, but we had a little glitch. So if you're like, where do I find it? Go check your email. It was sent out literally probably like 5 minutes before I went live. For some weird reason, it only went out to like 18 people. So if you're one of the 18 that got it, yay. And if you didn't see it, it is waiting for you in your email right now. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And I'm also going to pop it here in the chat so that you guys can grab the workbook and follow along. So you can download it, or you can just follow along as I share my screen. All right, let me just pull it up. All righty. Can everybody see the Soulful Six-Figure Business Breakthrough? Okay, great. So we are going to be going through over the course of the next 5 days the 6 steps to creating consistent clients, predictable income, and true freedom. Because here's something that I want you guys to, feel. We did not build this business to be chasing after clients all the time, right? That's not fun when we are worried about where the next client is going to come from. Okay. So I really want you to be able to walk away by the end of these 5 days. This is 5 days that we're going to spend together, knowing exactly what to focus on that is going to help you bring consistent clients, like a steady stream of clients into your business so that you can feel calm and confident about creating predictable income without feeling like you've got to totally hustle and grind for it, because that's no fun. I am not into the hustle and grind. I prefer to have a very heart-centered practice that allows me plenty of spaciousness. And, for me, that looks like having 3 hours in the morning to be able to, read, enjoy coffee, connect with my husband, to be able to take the last week off every month to either be go on retreats or visit my kids or be in creative mode because I'm a creator. I'm a natural creator. I really love to do that. I don't work weekends. After I finish this call, I'm off for the night. So I will circle back around to any questions that you guys might have. It's really important that you hear that you can absolutely create a six-figure and beyond business without going crazy. Okay. You don't need to. I don't want you to. That's not fun. It will burn you out and you will want to actually burn it all down. So I don't want you to do that. Okay. So welcome to the Soulful Six Figure Business Breakthrough. I'm going to help you step into alignment, clarity, and strategy. You absolutely are going to get strategy. I'm actually going to share practical how-tos so that you know exactly what to do. And if you want more support implementing what it is that you're learning, I will absolutely unapologetically share ways that you can take the natural next step with me if you choose to. But I don't ever do any hard pressure. I don't do slimy sales calls. I don't invite you into a discovery session and then try to sell you into something. That's not how I roll. And that's not how I teach my clients to build and grow their business either. So you can rest assured that if I'm inviting you into a conversation like an assessment, it truly is to help you create a win, not just to get you on a call with me to try to sell you something. Okay. So just want you to know that. And part of building and growing a business is letting people know how they can work with you if they want more support. So I am unapologetically going to share what that could look like for you later on in the week. Not tonight. We're going to be diving into energetic alignment and we're going to talk specifically about where you are on the pathway. So I want you to just take a look at this little map just so that you can know, all right, where are you? And again, this is for every single person who is at this stage. Maybe you're just starting out. You have absolutely no idea what to do. You're like, I got the certification. Now I need to know how to actually enroll paying clients. I've got you, but you're probably feeling a little bit invisible. You probably don't have an email list. You might not have, a community. You might feel like I have absolutely no idea to where I find a client. And you're probably making somewhere to 0 to 12K a year. Okay. The second step here, so if that's you, just make a note or you can pop in the chat and say invisible. The next stage is emerging, right? So when you are an emerging entrepreneur, maybe you're posting on Facebook or other social media platforms, probably not consistently because you're not really sure if you're doing it right. You might be seeing other people do some different tactics, and you might be kind of chasing a little bit of a bright, shiny object syndrome because you're just not really clear. And you're not getting qualified leads, right? You're getting some people that might like your post, but they don't really ever reach out or ask to work with you. And you are making some income, but really not what you want to be making. So maybe you're making between $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Okay, that's emerging. The next stage is growing. You got the basics down. You might have your foundations down. You know your ideal client. You've got a signature system. You know your offer suite. Your high ticket, mid ticket, low ticket offer, but you still feel like you're winging it. You're like, you know what? It just kind of feels like dumb luck when I get a client. It's not consistent. Some months might be great. Some months might be terrible. And you're like, I really just want to kind of get this thing working consistently. Okay, so that would be growing. If you are emerging or growing, go ahead and pop that in the chat for me. And then finally, we're talking about scaling. You have a plan, but you need to up level it and dial it in for predictable marketing and a sales system, right? So this is where you know that you're making money now, but you have some room to grow. You know that you want to scale into, or you're close to getting to six figures. You want to scale now into multiple six figures. And you probably are looking at either scaling into a group program, so one to many, or maybe you need to come back and redo your offer suite. Maybe you need to raise your prices. It really just depends, but you are ready to scale to finally hit, six figures, which is $8,333 a month, I believe. I think that's what gets us to 100K. And you really want those 10K months consistently and even more, and even more. So if you're scaling, go ahead and pop scaling in there for me. So today, this is what we're going to cover. We are going to cover cutting through the noise. There is a lot of outdated information in the market about what to do, what not to do. And the truth is, what used to work even 2 years ago does not work anymore today. It doesn't work in the same way. It doesn't mean that some of the things that we are doing doesn't work. It just means that some of the things need to come at a different place within our business. And I'm going to share with you what those are. I'm going to share with you some of the things that are outdated that I absolutely, not only do I not do anymore, but I tell my clients we're not doing that anymore. Okay. So I will absolutely speak fully and transparently only to what I know works, what I'm implementing, what I'm teaching my clients, and the ones that are getting success, so that you can really focus on what feels aligned and true for you with the idea that we know what is going on in the market without overwhelm and confusion. Okay. So what is working now? Let's start here. What's working now? Well, what's working now is actually building and connecting and building relationships. That is something that is actually timeless. It's something that I was actually teaching back in 2018. And the thing with that, though, is that this is about being a relationship driven coach first. So it's leading with service first. This isn't how do I convert a cold lead into a buyer? This is what am I doing consistently to show up so people can find me? How am I connecting with those people who are finding me, whether I'm sharing a freebie, whether I am giving value, whether I'm doing an in-person talk or I'm doing an online talk, whether I'm just doing a post? Like, we want to be visible. So being visible now is more important than ever. Okay. So a couple ways that being visible is absolutely positively working in two places that we know are the highest places where people are spending their time. One is YouTube and the other is Facebook. For those of you that are like, I hate social media, I get it. I hear you. And there are multiple ways that you can build and grow your business off of social media as well. However, in today's market, you need to have a place where people can land and have a consistent experience with you. Okay. So if you want to go global, like Granya's out in Ireland, right? We've got people here from the US, we've got people in Canada, we've got people in Germany, all over. If you want to go globally and have a larger reach, then you have to have some sort of online presence. But that doesn't mean that you have to sell your soul to do it. Okay. It doesn't mean you have to be somebody other than who you are. It doesn't mean that you have to get things perfect. It just means that we want to start creating and cultivating community. Okay. And community is really, really powerful. Okay. People want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. That's so, so important that everybody, I want you guys to remember. We all want to feel a sense of belonging. We all want to feel a part of something that's greater than us. We all want to be in a community with like-minded people, even if we're working on the same thing or the same challenge. So when you create, a community online, and I'm talking about like a Facebook group, I'll teach you what I do. I love Facebook groups because it is a cultivated community. It is specific for people, for women specifically, who are service-based coaches and entrepreneurs who want to build and grow their business, right? And it is free. I don't have to pay for Facebook. You don't have to pay for Facebook. It's like now it's never been easier to create visibility than any time in the history of being able to build and grow a business, right? Back in the day, I would have had to do direct marketing mailers, maybe radio advertising, maybe TV. Like, I don't have money for that. When you were first starting out to build and grow your business, you want to be able to create visibility, get in front of people, and do that in a way that feels good, that allows you to serve generously. And that is what's working now. We know that people are wanting to have an experience of you first, right? People are discerning. They're more discerning today than they were then. So they might be in your ecosystem a little bit longer, right? If they're brand new to you, then they're probably watching for anywhere from 3 to 6 to 12 months before they purchase, which means that you have to have a way to connect with them and nurture them and collapse the timeline, which typically what we know is it's taking about 11 hours of interaction with you before somebody trusts you enough to want to work with you. Okay. 11 hours. So what's working now is cultivating connections, being a real person, right? Building a community so that you can help them get a win before you ask them to work with you. Okay. So we're going to focus on 3 core areas that work today to do that. Okay. Number 1 is, what are you doing to be visible to attract the right client? We're going to talk more about right client in a minute, right? We want to make sure that we are talking to the people that are actually looking for the solution that you provide. There are 3 different types of people in your ecosystem right now. You have the sidewalkers, the slow lane people, and the fast lane people. The sidewalkers are 30% of the people that are already in your world. They might be liking, they might be following, but they're not willing to do anything about their problem right now. Okay. In order for somebody to be your ideal client, they have to be willing to make a change and to do something differently to get the result. Sidewalkers are 30%. They are not your ideal client, and yet that is who the majority of coaches market to. And their messaging is trying to convince or persuade that they have a problem and that they should do something about it. Okay. We are actually spinning our wheels if we are trying to convince or persuade somebody that they should want to do something about the problem. They're not the ideal client. It's not our job to convince them that they should do something about their problem. It's our job to be visible in front of the people who are in the slow lane and the fast lane. The slow lane are people who are looking for a solution. They are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they want to get their problem solved, and they are looking for a solution. They are looking for support. They're willing to do something about it. They just haven't found you yet. Okay. So that makes up 67% of the people that are in your ecosystem. Those are the people that we're messaging to. Those are the people that we want to be visible in front so that they can raise their hand and say, yep, that's me. Yep, I want that thing. Yep, I want to sleep well through the night. Yes, I want to, tap into my intuition more fully. Yep, I want to lose the menopause belly. Yep, I want to fill in the blank, right? Whatever problem it is that you help them. Okay. There's 3% of people in your ecosystem every day who are ready to buy right now. And they are people who already know you, like you, trust you. Okay. So those are people at any day, every day you wake up, there's at least 3% of the people that you already know in your ecosystem that know you, like you, trust you. Those are the people that you are actually going to reach out first when we actually invite people to work with us. So client attraction is number 1 and being visible. Number 2 is, once somebody raises their hand, once they download your freebie, once they join your Facebook group, once they comment on your post, what are you doing with them? Where are you taking them? Are you just commenting and letting them go? Are you just giving them a freebie and then doing nothing? Are you just collecting names on an email list, but then that's it? There has to be some nurturing that happens there. There has to be some personal interaction and some relationship building there. Otherwise, you will not collapse that 11 hours. And they will not move from, just being a viewer to being a buyer. We're going to talk more about the whole client pathway, where people will be a stranger into a viewer into a potential client into a potential lead, and a potential lead into a buyer. But what needs to happen is that nurture piece. And this is one of the biggest pieces that people are missing. And so we are going to spend day 3 all about the attraction and the nurture process. Those things actually go closely together. The third thing, the core area, is that you have to invite people to work with you. We can't make sales if we don't actually tell people how they can work with us, how they can solve their problem, right? So the 3 core areas that are essential, like you can't build a successful coaching business without all 3, and they have to be working together, is client attraction, the right people, connecting and nurturing people, and inviting people to work with you. And for those of you that are in Activate Abundance Academy, you guys know that that is something that we focus on a daily basis. It's part of their golden hour where they take action on the first 60 minutes in their business, 1 hour a day, something to attract, something to nurture, and to actually track who the people are that are coming into your ecosystem, and then inviting somebody to work with you on a daily basis. How many of you, if you felt confident that you could invite somebody to work with you, 1 offer every single day, how many of you feel that that would make a change in your business? Comment yes in the chat. Yeah, comment yes in the chat if you feel like that would make a significant change in your business. Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Fantastic. So the beauty of this system is that we know exactly what we're going to do and what we're going to focus on every single day to attract, to nurture, and invite. And we get that on repeat over and over and over and over and over again. That is 20% of the actions that you're going to take in your business that create 80% of your revenue. That's how important this is. This is 20% of the actions that you take in your business that create 80% of your revenue. Okay. So we want to stop wasting energy, right? So let's talk about what's not working right now. Okay. What's not working are tactics such as just spamming a whole bunch of people in the DMs, right? People that you don't know, people that don't know you. I can't tell you how many people I get saying, "Hi, I could really help you get a better SEO on your website." Blah, 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 blah. Like they have, I don't know who they are, right? We want to make sure that we're connecting with people first before we're actually inviting them into something. Okay. We also don't want to waste money on things that are not your revenue generators. So remember, your revenue generators are attract, nurture, and invite. You do not need a website to attract, nurture, and invite. You do not need fancy branding photos to attract, nurture, and invite. You do not need to edit the color yellow on your freebie 52 times, right? You don't need to kind of rearrange your desk. Like there are things that we are doing that do not fall into attract, nurture, invite. Okay, so we get to just stop doing those. Okay, we also don't want to use any of those aggressive, outdated tactics, such as let me just, invite somebody into this free discovery session. They don't know me, I don't know them, but let me just give them a free coaching session and then I'll try to sell them into my thing on the back end. That's bait and switch. That is out of alignment and integrity for those of you that are heart-centered entrepreneurs because you're saying one thing and you're doing something else, right? And I don't know about you, but that was the way that I was taught to build and grow my business. And when I stopped doing that was when my business exploded. And I thought, and here's why. It wasn't in alignment for me. It felt wonky. It felt salesy. It felt weird. It felt like I was just trying to convince or persuade somebody. And I didn't want to do that. So I stopped. And instead, I focused on doing the things that were really important, such as actually helping someone create a win, actually connecting with somebody and sharing something of value, actually being a real person instead of just trying to convince somebody on a 1 hour call that they should work with me. I don't do that anymore. I don't do 1 hour discovery sessions. I don't, invite somebody into an assessment and try to sell them on anything. If somebody is interested in working with me, they join me on a consult call and they are 100% clear that that consult call is going to talk about ways that they can work with me. So there is no bait and switch. Okay. There is no me trying to convince or persuade somebody that they have to work with me. And I want that for you too, because when you approach your business from that way, it feels safe for them, right? It feels safe for you. Your nervous system is calm. You're more confident. You are not trying to like say exactly the right thing or try to get the deal or close the deal or whatever, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But you do have to make an offer, right? And we do have to let people know this is how you could work with me. If you would like my support to implement what it is that I just shared with you, I'm happy to hop on a call with you. But they're clear on what they're hopping on a call with for you. And it's quick. It's like 15, 20 minutes. It is not a 1 hour coaching session. So we want to stop doing that. Okay. The abundance formula really is about how do we maintain alignment with our values, with our purpose, so that we can attract the right clients, nurture them and give them value and help them to create a win, and just invite them to take the natural next step so that they can get their transformation. And when we work our business that way, what happens is that our clients stay with us for years. They become loyal followers, loyal buyers, right? They might move from a one-on-one session into a group session. Maybe they move around into your ecosystem and multiple offers. It increases the lifetime value of your client. so that you are not in new client acquisition all the time, which is so exhausting and so draining, right? Anybody feel like every single day you're just like, how do I get a client? How do I get a client? How do I get a client? Oh my gosh, that is so draining, right? When we get this dialed in for you, you are going to be bringing in new clients. That's going to make up about 40% of your revenue, right? The rest of your revenue is going to come from clients who renew, past clients who reactivate, current clients that want to work with you again in another way, shape, or form, referrals, so that we have a healthy and sustainable sales system. How's that sound? If that sounds good to you, pop yes in the chat for me. If you want a healthy and a sustainable system so that you are not in constant client acquisition and you are focusing on that 20% that creates the 80% of your revenue, go ahead and give me a yes in the chat. Yay. Good, good. I'm seeing some yeses. Vicky, Rebecca, Jennifer, Cynthia, fantastic. Okay, good. All right. So what's non-negotiable in 2026? It's not negotiable now, but since we're moving into 2026, it's November 10th, I put 2026 here. And I'm going to share with you, there are 5 things that are non-negotiable for you. And they are actually the 5 core pillars of a successful business. So number 1 has got to be your abundance mindset. When we are in a mindset that is focused on how can I serve somebody today? I wonder how I could share this information and help somebody get a win versus where do I get a client? How do I close the deal? I got to pay the bills. What do I got to do today? You are in the energy of abundance versus scarcity. Okay. Scarcity actually repels clients because it feels needy and it feels off. And we're making our worries and our fear of needing to get a client their problem. It's not their problem, right? So we want to be in abundance mindset of how can I serve somebody today and help them get a win? Knowing that there is more than enough clients for us to handle. As a matter of fact, there are more than enough people who need your support than you could possibly handle in your lifetime. And that's true. And I believe that's true. Because when you trust yourself, when you have confidence in yourself, when you are in the energy of, you know what, it is not my job to convince or persuade, it is my job to serve and invite them to take the natural next step and just show them what the options are, and we let go of the outcome, that feels so much better. It also creates one of the most important things, which is safety. Safety. Your person, your potential client will not work with you if they don't feel safe. Right? So if it feels like you're trying to get them to do something, or that energy just feels wonky and you're out of integrity, they're going to feel that. They might not know what it is, but they're going to feel that. Okay. So number 1, non-negotiable is an abundant mindset. And you guys are going to walk away today with the daily alignment practice that I teach my clients inside of Activate Abundance Academy. Because when you are in the abundance mindset, 80%, that's 80% of your success. Okay. The second core pillar is serving first, right? Instead of how do I get, how do I serve, right? How can I share a solution to help somebody create a win, right? And that is building relationships, and generosity is the cornerstone of building a heart-centered practice. We must serve first before an offer is made, right? That's what creates trust. That's what creates safety. That's what helps them want to work with you more. The third non-negotiable is a simple and repeatable system. We have to have systems so that we know what we're doing on a daily basis, right? Simple is key. When we have a simple strategy that's repeatable, it becomes our roadmap. And we actually help you put something together called the revenue roadmap so that you know exactly what you're going to do each month to attract, nurture, and invite, right? So that you can share your message, serve your clients, build an audience, and enroll paying clients that creates the income that supports the life that you want and the impact that changes lives, right? That's why we got into this work, right? We want to change lives, but we also want to be well paid doing it. There's nothing wrong with both, right? The truth is you have a business to run, and there's a difference between growing a business and being a philanthropist. Okay. If you want to be a philanthropist, that's amazing, but you got to make money in your business if you want to give money away, right? I don't know any other way to do that. Like we get to receive in order to share, right? So you need a simple system. We also want to know exactly, heart-centered marketing and soulful sales, right? We're not going to get into, all of the fear mongering out there, right? We don't need that. People are not interested in that anymore. They will avoid it. They want to move away from pain and towards pleasure. So if you're making them feel a lot of pain, they're going to be moving away from that. Okay. Heart centered marketing is just simply sharing your message. That's it. It's just sharing your message and helping your ideal client raise their hand and self identify. Again, we do this by building relationships, cultivating a community, and making people our priority. Okay. Who do I get to serve today? Right. Maybe that looks like me reaching out to somebody in my Facebook group saying, "Hi, how are you? Is there anything that you need today?" Total give. Right. And then finally is a non-negotiable, you have to take inspired and empowered action, right? We can't just wish our way to success. We can't invest in a program and not take action. We can't buy all the ingredients for the cake and not mix it and bake it, right? We have to take inspired and empowered action. This is where implementation happens. Without action, results can't happen, right? Just like your clients, they have to do something in order to get their results. But when we take action from a place that feels empowered and inspired from an abundant mindset, that feels joyful, that feels fun, and it feels more sustainable. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that every action that we take in our business is going to feel blissful, right? That's just not true, right? But there are going to be some things that we do, though, for the greater good, right? For example, if I wanted to run a marathon, I might not enjoy running every single morning, but I have to actually do the training in order to get to my ultimate goal, which would be the marathon, right? So there are going to be some things that we need to do that might not feel like aligned, but what we want to say is, what is alignment really mean? Alignment means that we are taking inspired action towards our ultimate goal. Just because it doesn't feel comfortable doesn't mean it's out of alignment, right? It means that, am I doing something that is going to help me get closer towards my goal? Or am I doing something that's taking me away from my goal? Amazing. So let's dive into alignment. So the first step in the Soulful Abundance system is the inner game of abundance. This is your CEO identity. We have to start here. We have to say, you know what? I am here to share. I am here to serve. This is what I'm doing. This is how my work serves the people that need me. And we also want to be clear, what happens if your people don't find you, right? For the woman who is struggling to get a good night's sleep, what happens if she doesn't find you? Maybe she's waking up cranky. Maybe she's yelling at her kids. Maybe her marriage is falling apart. Maybe her body is struggling. Maybe she's got joint pain. So I want you to spend some time tonight. Your homework tonight is to go through these questions so that you can tap in to your CEO identity, to be confident and clear about the way that your work is going to help people change their lives and the people around them. Okay. So what happens if they do find your work? What happens if she does get a good night's sleep? Right? How does that ripple into their family, the community, and the world? Right? That's going to make a difference. Right? And then we also get to ask ourselves, how much money are we deciding to earn and why does that matter? Okay. So here's a ninja tip. Money wants to be told where to go. If I say I want a 10K month, it is more than just making money. It's, if I want a 10K month, how many people's lives am I going to change? How many clients am I going to serve? When that money lands in my bank account, what is that going to allow me to do for my family or for my community? Okay, money likes to be told where to go. So if I say, I am so excited to serve 3 new clients and I'm going to bring in 10K this month, amazing. And guess what? Some of that money is going to go to my savings account. Some of that money is going to pay off my credit card bill. Some of that money is going to go to pay for my family vacation. Now money knows where to go, and we are more energetically aligned to calling more of that in instead of it just being this ephemeral idea of creating a 10K month because people say that that's what success looks like, right? And then finally, what would future you, the future you that's already making the money that they want, tell you about taking bold action towards your goal now? Not waiting, but taking action now. Because here's the truth, you guys, and I think you know this, but I'm just going to remind you, there is never a perfect time. There is only a time that you decide and you make that time perfect for you. Okay. So whether you're ready or not ready, whatever it is that you're telling yourself really doesn't matter. You are going to, your energy is going to follow that. If you keep saying, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, well, nothing's going to change until you say, I am ready to build and grow my business, to be of service, to bring on paying clients in this way, shape, or form. Life is going to life. It is never going to line up perfectly. Kids are going to get sick. You're going to get sick. Bills are going to come in. Stuff's going to happen. Car's going to break down. Like, look, it happens. There is never a perfect moment. So this is where you get to commit to your own business growth and say, you know what? I know it's not going to be perfect, but I'm committing and I will figure it out as I go. And now's the time because I'm deciding that now's the time, not because all of the outside circumstances are lining up, right? We don't need to wait for the stars to align. We just get to decide. Now's the time. I'm in control of my time. I'm in control of my money. As a matter of fact, time and money bend to your priorities. We've all had things where we've said, I don't have enough time. And then we're like, oh, but this is really important. I really want to do this. And you work things out so that you do it. Same thing with money, right? Oh, I don't have enough money, but I really want to do the thing. How can I do it? How can I figure it out? What would I need to do? And you figure it out, right? So time and money bend to our priorities. Okay. This is your place to start. Tapping into the soulfully and aligned you that is going to allow you to show up consistently as the empowered leader that you are. You have it on your heart to support people and to help people change their lives. You wouldn't be here if you didn't, right? I don't attract people into my ecosystem who are not here for a purpose. You are here for a purpose. And if you've got it on your heart to do it, then that means that there are people that are looking for you. Okay. So, what would it look like for you to totally own that you are already a 6-figure coach, even before you see it in your bank account? What would that look like? What would that feel like for you to say, you know what? I am a 6-figure coach. I'm going to commit. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to do what it takes in a way that is in alignment with my values and my integrity. I'm not asking you to do anything outside of your values and your integrity. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be giving you practical steps to help you stay and know what to do that is in alignment with your values and your integrity. Okay. So I would love to hear what is coming up for you. What feels good? What feels like a golden nugget that you are taking away with you today? What feels like a golden nugget that you are taking away with you today that is going to allow you to say, yep, I am all in. And look, even if you can't make all 5 days, don't worry about it. The replays will be here. The replays will be here. Okay. There is always a way, but who's committed? Who's committed with me to actually create a business that's soulful and sustainable and changes lives? I want you to go ahead and pop me, commit, whatever that is for you. Okay. That's the energy that has to happen first. Yeah, great. Jennifer says she would feel freedom and balance. Yeah, nugget. feeling readiness, but I enjoyed all today's lessons. Great. Oh, I'm so glad, Georgia. Oh, good, Vicky. I'm so glad. Yes, we get to do it this way, you guys. We really, really do. As a matter of fact, this is what works the best for those of us that are heart-centered leaders. It really is. Why? Because we are going to take more consistent and inspired action when it feels like it's in alignment with our values. When we are serving, when we are sharing, and when we know what to do at the right time, right? We're not going to, again, there's attract, nurture, and invite is linear, right? We're not going to invite somebody before we know that they're actually a good fit for us. We're not going to invite somebody to work with us if we don't know that they even have a problem that we can solve, right? That would make no sense, right? So over the next couple days, we're going to talk about that. Tomorrow, we are going to come back and we're going to talk about two things that are part of our design, which is the foundations of our business. And that is a six-figure offer suite. We have to have a high ticket, mid ticket, low ticket offer as part of our offer suite if we want to get to six figures. And we're also going to talk about the power of having a signature system. A signature system is not an offer. A signature system is a proprietary process. For example, the Soulful Abundance system that I'm teaching you guys over the course of 5 days is my signature system. It is what I created as they process to take people who are struggling to build and grow their business to having a heart-centered, sustainable six-figure business. The vehicle is the 6 steps. So we're going to talk about how you can create your own proprietary signature system, which then becomes the hero that actually is a multiplier for clients in your business, because then they can see a process. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, okay? All right, let me go ahead and grab, and I would love to, Vicky says she's got a sense of relief. Grania says owning the heart-centered value and committing. Yes, yes, absolutely. Let me pull the daily alignment practice because this is your gift for being here live. Let me grab it. Make sure I'm giving you the right one because we edited one. Yeah, this is it. Okay, cool. And this is in. By the way, sell this in print on Amazon, but I'm giving you guys this for free here. It's called the Daily Alignment Practice. You can print it out. You got the whole thing. You got the whole shebang. Okay. This is going to allow you, when you focus on your daily alignment practice, you are aligning to the heart-centered leader that you are. You're very welcome, Vicki. Yeah. And you are aligning to the abundant mindset. Okay, that's really, really key because what we focus on 51% of the time is what we're going to receive into our world. And if we are in scarcity and focusing on what it is that we don't want or how it is that we can't do it or fill in the blank, we will get more of that. I want you to take, 10 minutes tomorrow, even just to look over it and just choose. Choose. That's all it is. What energy do I want to be in today? What energy do I want to be in today? And you get to wake up and say, you know what? I don't know how it's going to happen, but I cannot wait to see who I get to serve. Doesn't that feel so much better than, oh my God, how do I get somebody to say yes? How do I close the deal today? Right? I wake up in the morning and I'm like, thank you. I cannot wait to see who I get to serve today. I was so excited to see who was going to hop on the call today. So excited. And I'm like, yay, I got to serve all of you today. Right? That feels so good to me. Right? I don't need to convince you to buy anything. I just get to share and give value. Right? Share and give you the daily alignment practice. Share the things that I know work. How do I know they work? Because I've done them on repeat and they've helped me to create over $2.5 million and they're helping my clients create sustainable businesses. Like my client Jessica that went from bankruptcy to 6 figures in 1 year. Or my client Helen who created her first 40K month. Or my client Amber who created $26,000 in the first 6 weeks in her business. It is possible and it works. Okay. All right, ladies, we're actually early, which is so unusual for me. I'm normally like right, coming into a screeching halt right at the top of the hour. But I hope that you get so much value out of this. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about, again, what do you need to have in your offer suite? And we're going to talk about the signature system and how that becomes your multiplier. And it actually 10x's your business. Okay. And if you can't make it tomorrow, No worries. We're going to send out this replay to you in your email. Okay. We have created a separate replay page that you can log on. The workbook is there. We've got, and we will upload each day's video there. So as soon as Zoom does its thing, we will get this up there. No problem, Grania. Absolutely. The replay will be available for you if you can't make it live. No problem. And we will have these replays up for about 2 weeks. Okay. One other thing I want to say before you leave, for those of you that purchased the VIP session, we've got 2 bonus sessions. So one of them is where to find paying clients in any economy. And another one is we're going to help you build out some of your offers live. Those are, 2 bonus days for those of you that got the VIP session. And I will get with you guys once we finish so that we can schedule it and pick a time that works for you guys. Okay. Amazing. All right. Yay! You're so welcome. Oh, good, good, good. Oh, I'm so glad. Yay. Thank you, Elise. Okay. All right, ladies, I will see you back here tomorrow. Okay? Bye.